Hi Yogi, welcome to my channel. My name is Alina and today we have a beautiful class which is only 15 minutes long, but it's amazing to do every single day as your morning routine. It starts with a little bit of breath work and goes into nice gentle movements. I'm sure you will enjoy it. I personally love doing it on the daily. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, you know the drill, and remember that I also offer longer classes through my platform, which is yogawithalina.com, so check that one out as well. Set up your space, get yourself ready, and I'll see you on the mat in just a few moments. We're going to start this practice sitting comfortably cross-legged, and I'm actually going to keep sitting facing you. If you want to do the same thing and kind of have your mat horizontal today, feel free to do it. Totally fine for this kind of flow. And we're starting in a comfortable cross-legged. I personally love sitting on the block. If you want to sit on the block, join me. We're going to stay here seated for quite a few minutes just to kind of tune in, feel the breath, and then move the body a little bit more. So first of all, just close your eyes, straighten out your spine, find your space on the mat. And start the practice by bringing yourself, bringing your mind into right here, right now. This is the moment for you to disconnect from the outside world. Whatever you might be excited for later, whatever might have happened before. Just focus on yourself. Sensations, feelings, emotions. Not what you expect, right? Not expectations, but actually what are you feeling right now? And once you've tuned in, that's when we're going to start noticing the breath. First, just deep inhales, matching long exhales, nothing crazy is happening. Just notice your breath and start prolongating that. And as you're doing it, notice the movement of the body. The movement that's there every single moment of every single day. Even when you think you're not moving. Even when you think you're not doing anything. Feel the breath. Tune into the breath. And then we're going to start sending the air up and down the back of the throat. And as you start doing it, you will notice an ocean-like sound. The breath is going to become longer, deeper. Let that happen. Feel the air coming in through your body into your lungs. And every time you let it go, notice how your body's almost emptying out, the belly contracting a little bit. Keep going just like this, sending the air up and down the back of the throat. We're going to do a couple of more rounds. We'll add on to that a little bit. Together, let's take a deep inhale. And then exhale. We're adding a little bit on. Keep listening to my voice. Inhale. At the top, hold. And then exhale, let it go. Once you let all the air go, hold again. One more time with me. Inhale. Hold your breath. Then exhale. And hold your breath again. One more inhale. Hold the breath. And then exhale. And hold the breath. Come back to your natural breath. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Keep the breath nice and long. We're adding some movement to that. Start circling out your head, your neck. Direction doesn't matter. You can go fast, slow, stop at a certain point, keep on going. All that is completely up to you. And then reverse the direction, other side. Beautiful job. If the hands are not on the knees yet, bring them to your knees and start circling out the upper body. Again, direction doesn't really matter. You can go fast, slow, stop at a certain point. I want you to start articulating your spine, but as you're starting to move here, try to keep the breath going. Same as you did before. You've already connected to it. I know that. I did it with you. And then reverse the direction, go into the other side. Same thing, no judgment, no expectations. The sensations might be a little bit different, and that's okay. Good, and we're going to find stillness in the center with me. Then inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, lower the hands down to heart center in prayer. Set up an intention for this practice, for your day, for whatever you need to set up an intention right now. Good, and one more time with me. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, you're going to twist over to the right. The right hand is at the base of the spine. The left hand is going to hook to the right thigh. Look back behind you. And you're going to keep the left hand exactly as it is. Reach the right arm up and over the right ear, lengthening through the right side body, leaning towards your left knee. Look up to the ceiling. Do not worry about the range of motion. And then from there, lower your right hand outside the left thigh. Pull the elbows in towards one another. Separate the shoulder blades. Chin is going to come a little closer to your chest. And then let it go. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, hands are going to come down to heart center in prayer. Without using your hands, you're going to switch the crossing of your legs, trying to keep the balance in your body. Then with me, inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, you're twisting over to the left. The left hand is at the base of the spine. The right hand is going to hook to the left eye. Look back behind you. Now we're going to keep the front arm exactly as it is and send the left arm up and over the left ear. Now, one thing I always say in the practice is wherever you're looking is where the chest is going. That is exactly what you're looking up right now. And then from here, bring your left hand outside the right thigh. Pull the elbows in towards one another. Separate the shoulder blades. Bring the chin a little bit closer to the chest. And we're letting it go. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, hands are going to come down to heart center in prayer. Same thing, without using your hands, you're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Now, if you're sitting on the block like I'm sitting right now, slide yourself off the block. And you're going to grab the toes and start pulling the crown of the head forward, pushing the knees out to the sides. Engage the thighs for that. Starting to open up the hips a little bit, shoulder blades gliding down the back. And then inhale is going to lift you back up. We're going to bring the hands under the knees, bring the knees together. Chest is coming on top of your thighs. Flex your feet and grab the outer blades of your feet. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, and you're going to start kicking the heels all the way forward. Now, if you've practiced with me before, you already know the deal. We're going to keep the chest on the thighs the entire time. And if that means that the legs are not going all the way straight, that is totally fine. Just stay with me. Keep pushing the heels forward. Keep pulling the shoulder blades down the back. Good, nice long neck. And believe it or not, this is actually the first stretches I am doing this morning. So for example, my legs are nowhere near, well, they're getting straight, but it almost felt like they weren't gonna, but it's okay. The reason why I started saying this is because if your legs are not straight, totally fine. Think about the length, holding it for another moment. Good, and then let it go. You're gonna straighten the legs, round your back, roll yourself up to seated first. And then very, very slowly, you're gonna start rolling yourself all the way down to the floor. Now, if you're sitting like me right now, probably you'll have to move around a little bit to make sure that your body's completely down on the mat. Make sure the block is somewhere close by because you'll need it a little bit later. And then bring the knees into your chest and give yourself a nice loving hug. You're going to squeeze the knees into the chest. Good. And then from there, lower the feet down to the floor. Lift the hips up, and you're placing the block underneath the tailbone. Bring the legs all the way towards the front corners of the mat. And then relax your body here for a little bit. You can place the block a little bit higher than what I'm using right now. Always go on the first height. You can do the second. You can elevate your body a little bit more here. Just make sure that it feels good. You definitely do not want it to hurt. These stretches, these movements are not for us to kill ourselves. They're for us to feel. I'm going to give you a choice here. If this is where you want to stay for a little bit longer, you definitely can, and I'm not going to stop you. If you want to move through a couple of more poses with me, then you're going to bend your knees again. Keep the hips on the block and then lift the feet off the floor. Straighten the legs up to the ceiling, legs up the wall with your hips elevated on the block. That should feel really good. Take a few moments here. As a matter of fact, from here on now, again, any movement, any pose that you want to hold for longer than what I'm suggesting, you can do it. So if this feels good and you want to stay here longer, you don't want to go anywhere else, you're staying here. If you're still flowing with me, send the legs all the way out to the sides, coming into straddle. And if you're there with me, you can bring the hands to your inner thighs. Please do not push on your inner thighs here. You don't need it. The weight of your hands is going to be completely enough. The gravity, the weight of your legs, all that is working for you here. See if you can relax your body. See if you can give in to this pose. Let the pose take over. And remember, you're welcome to stay here longer. If you're still flowing with me, hands are coming under your thighs. You're bringing the legs back together. And now this is where the fun part starts. If you're flowing with me, lift the hips off the block and send the feet over your head, coming into plow. And if you went into your plow, you're going to slide the block all the way to the side. Clasp the hands together. Try to straighten the arms towards the front edge of the mat. Hips are nice and high over your shoulders. And remember, staying here is always an option. If you want to go further, you're going to bend your knees and bring the knees around the ears. The knees do not have to touch the floor. They might, but they don't have to. And if you're in this ear pressure pose, release the grip of the hand. Grab the outer blades of your feet and pull the knees closer to your shoulders. You're going to start feeling a really nice deep stretch going down the entire spine. One of my favorite stretches in the morning, believe it or not. I know it looks crazy. I know that. But take a few more breaths here. Check in with your breath. Good. And we're going to keep the grip. The hands are still grabbing onto the outer blades of your feet. And you're going to roll yourself out of this craziness, coming into your regular happy baby. Once you get into your happy baby, tailbone goes down on the floor. Pull the knees outside the rib cage. Shoulder blades are staying down on the mat. And if the tailbone is not touching the ground, then slide your hands down the legs a little bit. It can even come closer to your knees. Fine with me. If you are still staying on your block and you want to come into your happy baby, you're welcome to join. And then if you want to rock a little side to side, go for it. Giving you so many options today, but I really want you to listen to your body. I want you to give your body exactly what it is asking you for. One more breath here. Good. And we're simply going to bend the knees and bring the knees into the chest. Now from there, let's bring the forehead closer to your knees, really round and curl to a tight little ball. And we're taking a deep inhale. Exhale, you're going to let it all go. You're going to straighten the arms, straighten the legs, close your eyes. And arrive into your final posture of this practice, your final Shavasana. And I encourage you to stay here for the next 3 to 5 minutes, letting the body take in everything you just did. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, Yogi. I hope you enjoyed it. From my heart to yours, I say namaste.